It's gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. Girl, this is not karaoke. This is not karaoke. This is whole live. Live at what?
5.
So I'm glad to be sitting here with my beautiful sister, Dr. Amora Brown.
And I'm glad to be sitting here with the lovely Minister T.A. Richards.
Ting.
We love to see it, but we're not singing about change because we think our vocals are just so great. Rather, we're singing about change because we need it in this world.
Yes, we do.
There's so much going on from the east to the west where there's floods, the virus is still running rapid. There's just so much going on, but there are some individuals in this world that are trying to make a difference. They're trying to make a change. And instead of talking about all the negative things, we want to shed light on some people that are doing some great things.
Yes. In this world of darkness and dark things happening, we absolutely have to shed light on the light.
Yes.
I like that. That might need to be the name of the show today.
Exactly.
Shedding light on the light.
I like that a lot.
Yes. So speaking of that light, okay, let's get into our very first story. Okay. So there's this young lady. She's what, 15 years old?
15
years old, and her name is Valerie Sue. And tell us a little bit about her, Amora.
So this young woman, she's an Asian American, and basically she wanted to like break the stigmas and see what she can do for this country. And she realized that there was a shortage of masks happening. So she made over 52,000 masks, and she also raised over $20,000 on her GoFundMe. So she's really making a change and doing everything that she can to help people in a time of need. And we actually have a video, so we're gonna play that for you guys.
Roll that clip.
For masks for frontline workers at UT Southwestern Medical Center. At the time, telling us she wanted to protect people from coronavirus and from prejudice.
There's been a lot of stigma, biases against Asian Americans recently who are often targeted, and I just wanted to show Asian Americans are willing to help and we should use unity to fight this virus.
Well, now we've learned after our story aired, so many of you helped Valerie. Donations for her group Masks Matter skyrocketed. And tonight,
Hi, David.
Valerie with the boxes of new masks right behind her, about to be delivered.
Since the initial coverage of our campaign on your show, we have been able to receive a lot of new donations and contributions from your viewers. So thank you for featuring us on your show and allowing us to show our advocacy to the world and expanding our campaign.
While back in Texas, Valerie and her mission, now up to 22,600 masks with your help, expanding from the hospitals to homeless shelters.
Allowing us to serve more underprivileged communities like homeless shelters. So thank you.
Wow. $23,000 is what she has raised. And she has such a great mission, such a great desire to help people, especially when you think about the stigma and the ideas and stereotypes that people had against Asian Americans. It's not their fault that It's not their fault that we're in a pandemic. That's the ignorance sometimes of people that will kind of put those messages out there. But we are so glad that Valerie Shee, Valerie Shee. I mispronounced her last name before. Valerie Shee, 15-year-old young lady, just out here killing the game, and she said masks matter. So we know that there have been all of these debates and all of these arguments about mask versus no mask, but she has been working throughout this entire pandemic to make sure she does her part to make this world a better place. So we're shedding some lights on her light, and we want to encourage this young lady, Valerie Shee, to keep doing what you're doing. We don't know if she'll ever see this broadcast, but we know that she's doing something great, right?
Yes.
So if she ever comes across this Live at 5, we want her to know we are proud of you here, and we know that there might be some other folks amongst us that can help contribute to something great like that.
Mm-hmm. And you know, she is not the only one that's helping out with this global pandemic. In fact, there is a doctor that has been going viral for being just such a light in the hospital room. Really? Like, especially in a time where your family, your loved ones can't come into the rooms with you, it's good to have somebody there that can share love and to share laughter. So we want to shed a light on this man who brings light to some dark situations.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Todos la conocen con el apodo de Chona. Todos la conocen con el apodo de Chona. Su marido dice ya no sé qué hacer con ella. Diario va a los bailes y se compra una botella. Diario. Together, there's a reason why they back on the street. Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. More carrot magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Look out! Pop, pop, it's showtime.
Hey, Amor, I see you over there moving.
You know,
Girl, I see you moving.
some slight work, some
For
slight
real,
work.
did that on that song, Happy.
He did.
Always
Look,
brings joy to my spirit.
if you feeling sad, just play that song and get your spirits back up.
Level it on up.
Level it on up.
But I just really, can I say, that video inspired me.
Yes.
Because, I mean, if I were in the hospital and I wasn't feeling well, you're just kind of laying there and you think about the fact that, like you said, nobody can come visit you throughout this pandemic.
Yes.
And for him to actually dance with his patients, and the fact that he's a pediatric doctor.
Yes.
We saw all of our youth and all of our babies in that video, and I was glad to see that no matter what circumstance they may be in, he was able to kind of sprinkle a little light. I'm pretty sure they look forward to their doctor coming in.
Exactly.
Because of how he's bringing joy to their day.
And I think it's just important for us as people to know how to give joy and to give love and to give laughter. So we just want to salute that doctor who's been doing it well before the pandemic for all that he's doing and all that he will continue to do, because it's a good work.
Yes, indeed. And you know what? Speaking of our youth, we're going to stay in that lane right there. And guess what, Amora? Okay, so you know I'm an educator.
Oh.
And you know, I know you're in school, but then you also are an educator working in the school system as well. So, you know, being back in the classroom, it has been a very different experience this school year, to say the least. I'm pretty sure that all of our other teachers that are out there, all of our teachers that are watching would agree that this pandemic, children being out of school for so long, them coming back together, like socially they've been missing so much.
Yes.
Academically they've missed a lot, and they're glad to be back amongst their peers. And some students are actually using this time to come together and make not just social groups and social clubs, but academic. And there's a young man that actually is looking for books and is working to pull together some folks that look like him surrounding literacy. I think that's absolutely incredible.
It's actually really beautiful. So this young man realized that a lot of the books that he was reading didn't feature people of color. And so he wanted to see himself in the things that he was reading, and he also wanted his peers to have that experience. Yeah. He wanted them to be able to see a book and to see themselves inside that book. And so this young man started a book club, and that book club now has over 30 members. Wow. And he's just been going strong. And I feel like that's the type of work that is just that we love to see as educators. We love to see students fall in love with learning. And we have a video for you all to watch about this young man. So stay tuned.
When 11-year-old Sidney Keys and his mother Winnie walked into this bookstore outside of St. Louis, simple curiosity turned into sheer joy.
Yeah, it just makes me feel better about myself.
That's because Sidney had never seen a bookstore devoted exclusively to African American literature written by African Americans.
I couldn't get my hands off of this book that I was laying down reading on the carpet in the bookstore.
The book was Danny Dollar Millionaire Extraordinaire. Soon Sidney had his own idea extraordinaire.
So I was like, I want to make a book club, and my mom wanted it too.
When other guys hear that you have started a book club for boys, what's the reaction?
Well, I know all my friends want to be in it, so they're trying to sign up online.
He calls it Books and Bros, and Mom couldn't be prouder.
Honestly, before Sidney started school, he had a speech impediment. He stuttered a lot.
But now,
hello everyone, my name's Sidney Keys and I'm the founder of Books and Bros.
He leads his club meetings once a month at the neighborhood mall.
We are brothers who love to read.
The boys pay $20 for their books, goodie bags, and a study guide from his mom.
Who is Shadow?
Have any girls come and asked about, hey, Sidney, what about the girls?
I mean, they could always make a book club as well.
This club is a chance for boys to lose themselves in books as they find themselves too. Rahima Ellis, NBC News, University City, Missouri.
Sidney Keys. Wow. So to start a book club when you're 11, and for him to even say, it makes me feel better about myself. Like he recognized this lack in people that look like him. Yes. He realized it. Not that there's a shortage in America of people that look like him, but in terms of representation, he recognized that at an early age, and he said he wanted to do something about it. And I love that it's around literacy. Yes. Because that's an area that a lot of our children are challenged in, right? Exactly. A lot of our children are struggling in that literacy piece, especially in the midst of all the pandemic. So I know for me and my family, they would actually get me books. There are like these books sometimes that have like little cutouts and you can insert your picture. And my family would make sure that I had my face and my picture inside of a book.
Wow. Yeah. See, I'm gonna have to do the same thing for my children, because my aunt, she always tells me this story about how when I was younger, I would like compare my hair to other children, like children who were probably Hispanic. I would wonder why my hair wasn't long like theirs. So it was important to her to get me books where people's hair looked exactly like mine's did. So I feel like that's important. Like we need to see a reflection of ourselves somewhere so that we could be confident, you know? So I think it's beautiful just to see yourself inside a book, and I am so happy about the work that this young man is doing.
Yes, Sidney Keys, ladies and gentlemen. We may be hearing about him as a future author. We may be hearing about him standing on stages and platforms, encouraging Black literacy. I absolutely love it.
I love it too. We love to see it.
So I know that, we've talked about a doctor that dances with his patients. We've talked about Miss Valerie Sue and Valerie She. Valerie She. I messed his name up, okay? Valerie She, and now also this young man. But there's a lot that's really going on that is challenging. And, some of this stuff is not exactly new, but it's just been heightened because of the pandemic. Specifically, like the homelessness that is rising as a result of, you know, at the beginning of the pandemic, if people were on the path to eviction, or if they couldn't pay their rent, they couldn't pay their bills, there was so much assistance that was out there. And I would venture to say that a lot of that assistance is still there. But there are some mandates and things that have just, they've kind of gone away. So now we see more people becoming homeless again. And it's pretty difficult. Go ahead, Amor.
It is difficult. I know in California, there is a large amount of people who are homeless. On any given day, there's about 92,000 people who are homeless in California. And I noticed when I went home that the number, like, it was increasing because it wasn't in just one centralized area, but people were beginning to set up tents in places I had never seen tents before. So today we want to talk to you guys also about a young woman who is making change in her community and making change in Skid Row. And she's doing that by making people feel beautiful. And that's important. Like, when you're down on your luck or when you're in a low place, how you look can change a lot of things for you. So we want to talk to you all about this woman who is just so confident and so powerful in going into this community and changing the way people feel about themselves.
Now, Maura, before we go there, okay, so you're a Cali girl, right?
Yes, I am.
And tell us more about Skid Row.
Oh, Lord. So Skid Row is located right next to the Fashion District, and it goes on for blocks and for blocks and for blocks. So when you may be going down there just to shop, you can't miss the fact that for streets upon streets on end, there are people living in tents. There are people that just have no place to go. And I've had family who've lived in that location. And being homeless in California, the rent is like really up there. So it's not hard to find yourself in that situation. So, you know, the least likely people will find themselves there. So it's really a problem in California right now.
Yeah, and I feel like this pandemic has really brought us into a headspace. Of it could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
It really could be anybody. Anybody can end up on the streets. Even before the pandemic, sometimes people are living paycheck to paycheck. And you can very easily end up in that kind of a circumstance. So we're grateful for how God has continued to bless us, and that's why we should be a blessing to others, just like this young lady here.
Happy Saturday. This is how it starts. So it starts with me packing the car, as well as other volunteers. One of each. Make sure you one of each. It's going to be hot. It's going to be worth the wait. So thank you so much for your patience. We appreciate it. It's very important to put something on and see something other than what you're going through. So the colors you talked about. Yeah, I want it fine. How's that feel, Queen? It feels good. They deserve kindness, they deserve food, they deserve love, they deserve respect. You're not your situation on the street, you're not the tent that you sleep in. It's gonna get warm in a second, LaFonda, okay? What I wanna do is just restore dignity, just make them feel important and make them feel beautiful. Yeah, we cooking with fire. It's like the beauty salon. They open up when they're in the chair. You stay in the mission over there, baby?
Yeah, I've just been there for 3 weeks.
3 weeks? How is it in there?
I'm trying to get housing.
We have to understand these women are not out here by choice. Whatever broke them and put them on the street, we need to start with that.
Miss Shirley Rainey is absolutely doing an incredible job.
Yes.
And I love what she said in that video about, like, these are real people. They're real people. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Sometimes we forget that because somebody maybe doesn't smell as good, or somebody doesn't rock the kicks that we rock. They don't live in the kind of house that we live in. Sometimes people will really, in their come up, they'll forget about somebody else that may still be educated, may have a full-time job, may be working multiple jobs. Whatever their life circumstance is, like, nobody is above the potential of ending up homeless. So the fact that she honors and brings respect to these people
Yeah.
that are here in this community. I really feel like that speaks volumes to her character and her humanity.
Yes.
That she would say they deserve dignity. And even when the line was long, she was apologizing to them for the line being long, rather than some people saying, I mean, they ought to be happy that they just getting a meal in the first place. It doesn't even have to be hot. If you're going to have that kind of spirit out there, you might as well not go.
Exactly. You're not cut out for the work. But you are called to treat people as you would desire to be treated, and to see the humanity in other people. And like, there's this powerful video out, and I'm just thinking about it now, but it's a homeless man, and he's like, you know, I'm tired of people calling me bums. I'm not a bum. I'm a human being.
Exactly.
And I feel like sometimes people forget that. When you just see somebody standing on a street corner, you forget that this is a person, this is a soul, this person has a story.
Exactly.
You know? So it's important just to see people for who they truly are, and I'm so grateful that she's helping them see that in themselves.
Yes. And you know what? She is not the only one.
No, not at all.
There's one more thing we want to share with you before we skedaddle out of your way. We hope that like this is really inspiring you to figure out how you can make a difference and make a change right here in your community concerning helping other people, recognizing their humanity, instilling greatness if you're a teacher, instilling greatness in children. I just absolutely think that we got to continue to shed light on the light.
Light on the light.
So there's a what do they call it? Landlord?
Yes, there is a
There it is.
landlord who had a tenant who had not paid rent in 2 years.
2 años.
2 years.
2 years.
I don't know what you would do if you own some land and your tenant didn't pay rent for 2 years, but I imagine we would be upset because that means that there's no money flowing in my pockets from this investment that I made. But when I seen this video, I was just like, wow, it moved my heart because I still saw love in this.
Yes.
So I'm not even going to spill what happens. I'm not going to spill the tea. I might have spilled it just a little bit. But I'm not going to spill the tea, but I'm going to let you guys watch this.
So check it out, right? I'm going to take you guys with me on a situation that I had with a tenant. That my tenant hasn't paid me rent in about 2 years. She hasn't paid me rent. So she stopped paying me rent before the pandemic. And then, like many people, she used the pandemic as an excuse to justify continuing not to pay me. Well, it's over today. Remember I told you guys time is up. Well, today's her last day in the apartment. But I'm going to do right by her. And I'm going to help her out. So I want you guys to pay attention to what I'm about to do. So come along with me, y'all. Pouring. You think so? Yeah. Oh, thank you. It's not the Converse, right?
Yeah, I love Converse. I gotta get this right here, but my car is packed. My son said he don't come help me. I gotta go get him.
We could put the stuff out and then come back and get this?
Yeah.
All right, so.
This right here was it. This right here was it. And my food. Like I said, I just gotta get a tote.
How you feeling? You alright?
I'm trying to hang in there, Robert.
I told you I promise you I'm gonna take out.
Like I said, I'm so sorry for leaving the apartment.
Nah.
There's holes in the walls.
There's holes in the
wall?
wall?
Like I said, he was like, this girl was fucking.
No, but you know I'm sweet, so I'm a melt in the rain. So my car's right there, so I'll follow you, okay? All right. Even though this tenant did me wrong, I'm not heartless. I'm not gonna just crap on her, you know? I'm gonna do the right thing. So right now I'm gonna help her to move her stuff into the storage. Then I'm gonna come back, move the rest with her. Then I'm gonna put her in a hotel for a couple of weeks. I'm gonna put her in a hotel. All right? I told you I'll do the right thing by you. But just fight for you. You have to fight for yourself. please. I'm gonna help you, but you have to fight for yourself, all right? So let me send. Told you what I'm gonna do. Just keep in touch with me. You please go get something to eat, relax, and we'll talk, all right? All right. If you need me, just call me, okay? All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I appreciate. Thank you. Okay. All right. Listen, man. If I wasn't trying to keep a strong face, I'd cry right now. There's a lot of people suffering through this whole situation, you know? And she did me dirty. She did me dirty badly. She did me dirty. She cost me tens of thousands of dollars. But sometimes it's not about the money. You know, I'm tearing up. Sometimes it's not about the money. And God has put me in a situation, in a position I never thought I'd be in, that I'm okay. I'm doing fine.
So this man who had a tenant who hadn't paid rent in over 2 years, when the eviction moratorium finally hit, he didn't kick her out in hatred. He didn't kick her out like as just this way to get revenge. But this man went out of his way to do all that he could for her. He got her a hotel for 3 weeks. He put money in her pocket so that she wouldn't have any worries. Wow. He wanted her to make sure that, you know, she had food, she had everything she needed just to get out of the low place that she was in. And I just thought, like, this is the type of change that the world needs. Yes. Like, we need people that aren't going to respond, like, in their flesh, but people who can still walk in the spirit and show kindness and show love to people. Because with that eviction moratorium coming to a close, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be out of a place to stay. And just the amount of graciousness that he was able to show is just very commendable. So we want to thank this man for making a change and essentially being a hero in this pandemic.
I absolutely think that's incredible, because I don't know anybody that would really, you know, okay, so let's talk about real quick.
Yeah.
This moratorium, eviction moratorium.
Yes.
You know, it's all good. It's all good. You know, a little Google Aids will help sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But this moratorium, it really was about, okay, we're in a whole pandemic, and we know that people were standing in the need of assistance. So that was why the government passed this this bill, or this security blanket, for lack of better words. They passed this so that people would not be out on the streets. Yeah. And now, back in May, that was lifted. Yeah. So now that's why we're seeing the homelessness increase. And by law, it was like illegal for landlords to evict someone who was behind in their bills. So now that has been lifted, as a landlord, he was still showing a heart. Yes. I'm pretty sure there were many other people, and if you check your newsreels and things, you'll see that there are many other communities where they're putting furniture out on the street, and they're putting people out there with no dignity, no respect at all. And he just honored this woman. Again, kind of like Miss Shirley Rainey, like he honored the humanity in this woman. Exactly. And he said, I'm not heartless.
Exactly. And, you know, with all things considered, he lost a lot of money behind this particular woman. And we don't know how many tenants he may have. But it's just like, I feel like that's a very good demonstration of just strength. And I don't even know what that is. But just to not respond in the way we all think we would respond in our minds. Exactly. It's like, it's different, because this cost him a lot. Yeah. And we've heard some people who are tenants have ended up on the streets because their tenants weren't paying their rent, or landlords.
Wow. So the landlords were ending up on the street because the tenants weren't paying their bills.
Yes. So
that's difficult.
God is faithful to the faithful.
God is absolutely faithful to the faithful. Family, we want to thank you all for joining us for this edition of Live at 5, where we were shedding what? Light on the light. There's so many people that are doing great things. And we know that we got some Citadel members among us that have been doing some great things. So if you're one of those people, we want to give you a shout out. Let us know the great things that you've been doing. Send us an email to admin@citadelofpraise.com. We want to be able to shout you out. If you got a graduation, if you got a birthday, if you got something good going on in your life, if you got some good news, let us know, because we want to make sure that we get behind you, that we support you, and we push you. And you know what? While we're celebrating,
yes,
there's a couple people that got some birthdays.
A couple.
Okay, hold on. September, it's the 9th month. So y'all know what was going on in December and January.
It was a lot going on.
Who, child? There's a lot of us. Okay? There's a lot of us that have these September birthdays. I'm a September baby. And we just want to continue to shout out the September babies that are amongst us. We know our sister Bria Bonner, who holds us down in media and PR, holds us down on the camera each and every week. She celebrated her birthday on Wednesday. And she wasn't the only one. Our brother Marcel Kelly out there, like he's doing his thing. And we want to make sure we shout him out. So happy birthday, Marcel.
Happy birthday.
And one of our babies, Landon. And he's really, I guess we can't say baby too much longer, right? Landon is growing up. So shout out to Landon. Happy birthday to you. And guess who else?
Who else?
Mother Gwenda Bell. She supports us faithfully all the way out. And see, you're our Cali girl here.
All the way from
and
Cali.
We got a mother out there in Cali
that
is just loving on us from a distance. So, Mother, we say happy birthday to you
birthday.
as well. And girl, if I keep on talking, I'm gonna need some water, because we just got more and more and more birthdays. But we want to shout out just a couple more real quick in the first 2 weeks of September. So you got our brother Joseph Smith. His birthday will be next Wednesday, followed by our sister Genesis Coleman. Okay, and then our church babies, Madison and Mason, who are like whole life teenagers now.
I know.
They're doing that teenage thing.
I met them when they they weren't toddlers, but they was definitely elementary kids.
Exactly. I mean, they were like in kindergarten and first grade.
Up on us.
But anyhow, our babies are growing up on us. Our grown folks are getting growner.
Yeah.
And we are so grateful. But guess what? Don't get too grown that you forget what Pastor said on Sunday. He told you to go get your oil changed.
Go get your oil changed.
Go get that oil changed.
Change your air filter too.
Change it. He said it on Sunday, said it on Wednesday. Have you been checking your group me lately? It's been in the group me. You need to go ahead and get that oil changed scheduled. Okay? Get that oil change scheduled so you can make sure that you're not riding dirty. Amen?
Okay, or riding dry. We don't need that.
Don't want you riding dirty or riding dry. And speaking of riding dirty, get your ride clean. When? So glad you asked, friend. So come here. Come here. Pull a little closer. All right, friend. So let me tell you. Next Saturday, we might not be sitting in these seats. I know you'll miss us. But you can pull up on me. Y'all seen that video? Pull up on me at the car wash, okay? Pull up. Next Saturday, we are going to be out there on Battleground at the car wash. And guess what? Jesus had 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. We're going to have some fish and some bread and things. Y'all come on out there and make sure, if you're a part of the Citadel family, make sure you get your tickets out. We want people to come on through, get their ride cleaned, okay? And have a chance to really interact with our ministry. So y'all pull up.
Pull up.
What else we got, sis?
Well, after that Saturday. Wait, that's next Saturday, right?
Yeah, that's next Saturday. We might have to pull up on this Sunday, though.
This Sunday, we have our church service where we will be live at 3 p.m. And you don't want to miss this, okay? If you want to be blessed, you want to stay.
Amore got a song in her spirit. She gonna be on the praise team tomorrow. Y'all watch.
Behold. I might make an appearance. But yes, behold, we are walking into some new things.
Absolutely.
And just tune in and you will be blessed. So don't forget about that. Keep that time and space holy. And yeah, I think that's all.
Almost, sis. You said keep that space holy.
Keep it holy, yes.
So then after Sunday service, you got 3 days that you need to be like holy, like righteous,
Yes.
like saved.
Consecrated.
I like that word. 3 days of fasting is going to follow this Sunday service. So make sure you go ahead and prepare yourself.
Yes.
Amen?
Amen.
Well, sis, I don't have anything else. You got something else?
I don't have anything else.
We started singing.
I think we have to make a change.
Make a change.
Okay.
Y'all have a great rest of your Saturday.
Yes.
Behold, all things new.
All things. Amen.